this video tutorial I wanted to show you how I do walking bass lines, since so many people seem to be intrigued by that. And well, it's a very good exercise as well, and not as hard as you might think. What I like to start with is just going through the chords. So in this case I will use the chord progressions for Fly Me to the Moon, because they are fairly simple and they move in a predictable fashion, so that's a good place to start. And I like to play each chord with a simple voicing. So root, 7 and third, and only those 3 degrees in each chord. So starting on A minor 7, it will look like that. Index, middle finger and ring finger, and the degrees are 1, 7, 3. Now next we're moving to D minor 7, and here I'm using the principle of voice leading, which simply means that you keep the notes that are common to the next chord, and you move the other notes to the closest way possible. So for example, the C in A minor 7 is the 7th degree of D minor 7, so that can stay here. Right? And the 7 of A minor 7, the closest way for it to travel is going to the 3rd of the D minor 7. Anyway, that's a side note, but I always try to move between chords using voice leading. So next we have G7. Right? That's the closest path from D minor 7 to G7. It's moving like that. The 3rd stays and becomes the 7 of G7. And the 7 on top becomes the 3rd. Okay, next we have C major 7. Play it like that. Then F major 7. And let's stop there and just work on those chords. So again, just playing the chords. A minor 7, D minor 7, G7, C major 7, and F major 7. Okay. Step 2 would be adding a kind of groove, and I like to play this groove. So I will play each root note on the first beat of each measure, and then the following notes on the and. So it would be 1 and 2, 3, 4. Next chord, 1 and 2, 3, 4. 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 Right, so now we have a kind of simple groove. Let's play it a little bit faster. 1 and 2, 3, 4. 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 And as you could hear, I try to keep the chords very short and not. I don't sustain them. I think that fits better with the walking bass thing, is to keep the chords very staccato like. And it's important to keep it in tempo. So practice this first, being able to shift between the chords like that. Now let's add one more note. And what I like to do as the 3rd step is to add, right, we're going from A to D, A minor, D minor 7. So on the 4th beat of each measure, I like to add either a note 1/2 step below the next target note, which will be D. So in this case, 1/2 step below would be C sharp, or 1/2 step above the D, which would be E flat. On the 4th, and I would play it on the 4th beat in the measure, so it would sound like this: 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4. Or the other note, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1. So you can choose either one. And then I do that for each of the chords. So 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3. We are going to G7. So either 1/2 step above it or below it. So 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4. So again, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, So when you have the groove, when you've gotten the groove down for that, right? And I would advise playing it to a metronome. Begin slowly and then raise the tempo. Now we just have a few more notes to add in between. And when we're doing a walking bass line, you want to have each bass note on a beat. So we already have the one beat, right? The root. And then we have the fourth beat, which was a half note. So we need 2 more bass notes for the beats 2 and 3 in each bar. And one way is just to add the scale notes. So we're in A minor, right? Play an A minor scale like that, and you use those notes. So 1 and 2, 3, and now the half step 4. So it would be 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1. Or you could move maybe more chromatically. The thing is, almost anything works as long as you land on the next root note on the first beat. The ear can accept almost anything as long as it feels like it's arriving somewhere. Okay, so we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Now we're traveling from D minor 7 to G7. Let's just walk down in the scale. We could do that, or we can do the half note thing. So D, next scale note, now a half step, and now we're home. So, or maybe then we will have from the beginning. Now we have the groove, and it's not that hard. Okay, let's do it up until F major 7. So we're going from G7 to C major 7, using the same principle, going up scale-wise. Right, but now you see we've landed on B, which is 1/2 note left to C, but we're only on measure. I can't speak. The beat number 1, 2, 3. Right, we need one more, so why not use the other half note above C as well? Then we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. You see, as long as you arrive on the next root note on the first beat of each measure, it's gonna sound great. Okay, next we're going to F major 7. Using the same principle, just walking down the scale. Then 1/2 note above the next root. And that's pretty much it. So I would begin by doing that. First finding the groove using these simple chords. Just playing maybe 1. And playing the chords short. I can't stress enough how important the feel of the groove is. Okay, next adding 1/2 step before each target note. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. On beat 4. 4, 1, 4, 1, 4, 1. And then you add the bass notes in between. And we're gonna have 1 bass notes for each beat in the measure. So 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1. Oh, sorry. 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1. Now, be creative and figure out other stuff you can do. Other notes you can use to arrive at each chord. It's really up to you. As long as you arrive somewhere, you can travel however you like, because the ear will accept anything as long as it kind of resolves as long as it lands somewhere. And the target notes here are simply the root notes of each chord. So we have A, D, G, and then A minor. So try doing that for all the chords in the song. of this. And in the next tutorial I will show you perhaps a little bit how you can add the walking bass to the melody, because we have the melody as well. In this case we could play, but I'm using the kind of the same principle there, but that's for the next tutorial, so stay tuned for that. And thanks a lot for your support. I hope you find that useful. Comment below if you have suggestions on what you want me to do tutorials on. I'm open to anything. Bye bye.